This video was sponsored by Enhance, Neowatt, A Better Road Planner, Elbilmek, Kempower and Bilkomponenter. Hey, what's up? We're now in Wuhu. We're going to test some cars, and today will be the Jaecoo 5. We are in this test area that belongs to Cherry Group. So we'll just do a little test drive. This is Jaecoo 5 full EV. You can see it in the front. It is I just want to get a ride, test drive to see how it is, because I consider buying it in Thailand, but I'm not 100% sure yet. So I prepared now. Okay, let me show you guys the interior. Yeah, it looks nice, huh? So I prepared the camera mount in the back here, and we will just go on the low velocity zone here, not the high speed zone over there, just to get an impression of how this car rides. So I can show you where we have a screen here. There's a low pressure on the tire pressure on the right side there, so but it's not critically low. So yeah, and then we have this interesting horizontal screen. No, sorry, vertical screen. I'm more fan of a horizontal screen. So yeah, wireless charging pad here and so on. The bridge design with USB-C, USB-A down there, and all what you guys used to. But it's more like a little bit more plastic fantastic here, maybe. Oh, Sony speakers, okay. But still electric adjustable seats. I'm not sure. Do we have memory here? You see, we have yeah. So, but okay. How is it to drive? Let's find out. So, I like it. It has the stock here, like a Mercedes or Tesla. You see, reverse, forward, park. Oh, nice. And we have 360 camera. Oh, the transparent chassis also. Oh, okay, cool. And then we need to wipe, so you just press and wipe. So also has oh, I think there is no wiper fluid left. Okay. Yeah, there's no wiper fluid left, and there is no wiper fluid notification on the screen. So I guess that should be fixed. Not sure if the Cherry guys are taking notes. Well, they'll find that out for. Oh, what the heck, man! This seems to be some kind of off-road track. Okay, we don't want to pressurize the thing too hard here, especially with a low. Okay, but I'll just drive a little bit here to get an impression of how it is. Okay. Yeah, there's Oh, yeah, I think it clicked on the wrong side. Yeah,
yeah. Yes.
Well, at least you heard that quite clearly. It was the seatbelt alarm thingy. So, well, I'm not sure if we should go on these dips. Can we go on these dips? I think we can, right?
Yes.
Okay, let's go. Okay. Should have good enough ground clearance to go here. Okay. Yeah. Maybe just to get a feel. Do I find it comfy? Something here. Okay. Regenerative brakes. Let me see. Okay, I put it in normal mode. We have Eco Sport mode. New energy. Okay, energy recovery. Okay, it was the region was on low. I set it to high now. And then let's just see. What about? Yeah, normal turn signal sounds. Yeah, at least relatively normal sounds. That's good. Does it have any wait, let me see, driver assistant? Let me check something here. They actually have some parallel parking spots here. Does it have any auto parking? I don't think so.
Yeah,
we have it.
It doesn't have.
Oh, it doesn't have. Okay, it doesn't have. But let me just try now. So if I just want to park, there's 360 camera with transparent chassis. I think some companies, they call it 540 degrees. Yeah. So it's relatively easy to drive it. Okay, that's what I'm looking for. And then get out, and it's not that long. It's around 4.3 meters long, roughly. I don't remember exactly, but so it's still relatively compact. My wife was like, but it's a big SUV. Well, it just looks big, but it's actually not that big. That's what he said. So, oh wow, I feel like I should be able to go up here. Huh?
Yes, you can.
Okay, let's try. So, for Thai people, yeah, you might want to go up some kind. Oh. Okay. Okay, you can go up. What about when once we get to the it's not going to hit the bell. Okay, yeah. So you can even go some off-roading. It has. Oh yeah, this is where the transparent chassis makes it actually quite useful. Wow. And also seems to be a relatively short overhang, so you can go up and down the dip and so on. So okay, we tried that also. There's even some bumps here. I'm not sure if I dare to try one of these. Or are these also safe for this car to go on?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, well, let's try. Let me try this then. So here I think it's slightly harder angle even. If you would use your Jaecoo 5 for something like this. Okay, I see. It's not really that hard. Okay, but okay. Let me try more like normal driving, city driving. So I'm looking for. Does it bounce? Does it? Okay, it has a bit both. You know, let me just turn. There is some stau over there, congestion at the high speed stretch tests. What about the moose test? Okay, I mean, it doesn't feel maybe as premium as, for example, the Xlantics I tried earlier, but I mean, it still feels okay. Let me see. This was front-wheel drive. I think it was 150 kilowatt, 204 horsepower, roughly. So it should still be quite quick. I can just try now. Oh, okay. All right. Well, it should be quick now. the tires cannot keep up with the car. Yeah. So I would probably get some more premium tires, maybe Pirelli P0. Yeah. But yeah, okay. You can even make this car spin on dry concrete. How about that? But I'm going to put it back to, let me see, maybe normal mode. All right. So sorry, it's not super interesting test route, but maybe I'll test it again in Thailand. But just now, just driving around here, typical curves and stuff. I like it. It has a nice feel over things. Maybe slightly bouncy. We'll try. Oh, my bad. I just saw it now. There is a speed bump there, so let's just do this and we'll try some maneuvers here. Fortunately, no one is in this part of the track, so we have the whole area here for ourselves. But I need to test speed bumps. Okay, let's go here, and then, well, this is a short. This is actually a little bit unusual speed bump. Normally, you don't find these. Yeah, so it kind of bounces up a bit. I'm gonna try to go the other way. So it bounces up a bit. It's not like like the German cars. It will try to not make the nose go up too much. But here I can feel the nose goes up. Okay, but could I live with this car? I think so. But the background is that I was looking for buying a second-hand ZS EV from 2019-2020, but maybe I'll stretch it and buy a more expensive, but then a newer Jaecoo 5, and then I don't have to worry about anything for the next 8 years or 7 years or something. 8 years of battery warranty, 160,000 kilometers. But then I just have to know if this is a good car that I can live with in Thailand. And also Amaris, yeah, so you guys, you're wondering, why don't you rent the car? Well, we could rent the car, but when we're not there, then Amaris family also needs the car, and that Honda Civic is getting so old that we might want to retire it before we get stuck by the road somewhere in a very inconvenient place. And also I'm looking for a car that has some space, and in the trunk here we seem to have quite good space for suitcases, right, when we travel. So yeah, okay, overall, nice feel. It doesn't have that premium level of feel, but still good comfort, and it doesn't kill your spine when you go over certain bumps. I don't want to try too hard because we have low tire pressure. But overall though, I would say first impression is pretty good. So yeah, then just have to decide then once I go to Thailand if I would try it again there. And then also decide if I want to buy this car or not, because I actually haven't played too much around in the settings here and so on. But my concern was also that the vertical screen, you have to look quite far down to go to some of the HVAC settings here, versus horizontal screen. In general, it's higher up. But here, I like that they have actually angled it slightly like this, so it's not you know, like Ford, the Mach E and some of the other cars. The Fords, they tend to have it quite upright, but you can actually adjust it depending on which model it was. But here you have it like this. I'm not sure if it's visible in the camera. So actually that's okay. We have some information in the instrument cluster here. And then also the menu is relatively easy to understand. I have not prepared beforehand, and I just sat in here, and actually most of the things here were quite intuitive to find. And also that when you see something like this, this means on, this means off. So they don't do any weird shit. You know, they follow normal convention on things. So that's good. And there's also a swipe down. Okay, that's just for notification. I'm looking for, okay, there's a side swipe. So there's actually not, here, this is what I'm looking for. Okay, I swipe here, then you get a notification. But if you do the swipe from the middle, you get the hotkey here. And then let's see, yeah, so you see, I have never used this car before, but it's quite easy to understand that you click on the top there to customize it. And here you can change a bunch of stuff, the driver monitoring system, advanced EQ and stuff, ambient light. Oh yeah, it has ambient light. Okay, cancel. And actually, they didn't overload it with too many buttons, and the buttons are relatively big and easy to operate. So I would say that actually overall I'm quite impressed, and I might be interested in buying this car. But is it? Yeah, we have to see. But I didn't find any annoying things about this car. You know, if there was any, and trust me, when I test drive other cars that I actually don't consider buying, maybe I just press cars and I find something and I'd be like, what the heck is this? And then I'm almost counting the days until I return the press car. But here, I think I need to discuss with my wife what we're gonna do. But okay, anyway, I think that's gonna be it for now. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. As always, thank you for watching, and talk to you later.